In this presentation, we will be analyzing a website by Karim Rashid, who is probably one of the most prolific and poetic designers of our time. His work includes industrial design, graphic and branding design, as well as interior design for products, packaging, furniture, buildings, fashion and jewelry, and so on. So it comes as no surprise to find his fascinating and creative mind at play in his website design. In this analysis, we will be covering a few principles of interaction design, as well as elements of designs as they relate to web development. Now, this website packs a punch in terms of content in the form of text, information, as well as amazing images, but it's made very simple and easily digestible by his navigation design. The navigation is broken up horizontally and vertically. So on the right-hand side of the screen, we see a small sliver of the next page presenting itself and leading the user to the horizontal navigation. In the middle of the screen, we see a small icon that once your mouse hovers over it, it leads the user to a vertical navigation. And then, of course, if you'd like to go directly to the About page for Karim, you can follow the little arrow on the left-hand side of the screen. One of the first principles is consistency. Now, users are sensitive to change. So when they see movement on a website, it needs to be seamless. It has to have an obvious purpose. Otherwise, it becomes distracting for the user. In this screen, we can see how the simple menu topics or headlines of work, clients, about, and contract are easily identifiable. They contrast against the black background, and the pink rollover color makes it stand out and lets the user know exactly where they are and where they're going. This is the navigation found in the horizontal navigation. When you follow the vertical navigation, you see a similar layout in terms of its simplicity and easily identifiable menu items. These are products of design for Karim, but the background or the rollover colors change a bit more dramatically when he's showing off his work. The next principle we'll review is learnability. Now, this refers to how easily the user can learn the navigation or their way around a website and the outcomes that they might receive by the interactions with the website. Design patterns allow for easier learning. And as we will see when we go through this website, the consistent patterns in the layout of each page that helps the user learn more easily. One interesting element of interaction on the About page and carrying throughout some of the other pages of the website are these geometrical symbols that he uses not only in his designs, but if showcased here on his website, that when the user moves their mouse over these designs, they spin on the website, which adds a little bit of fun and whimsy for the user. Clicking on the link for read biography or the About menu item takes the user to more information about Karim, giving the user additional content that they might be interested in. And of course, if they want to move out of this page, they would follow the little arrow on the top left end of the screen. The next item we'll review is perceivability. This relates to the clickable content on the pages of the website and whether they work in similar ways across all pages. Are they clearly defined? Are the differences in appearance inviting the user to interact with the design? As we can see on the Karim website, many of the pages are set out in a similar fashion. And although there may be some guessing in the beginning in order to find out where to go or how to navigate, they can quickly learn how it all works. On this website, Karim uses line and shape as elements of design to help guide the eye through the website and the content on each page. Line and shape aid in readability. They provide parameters for the information and context. Geometric shapes convey honesty, while square grid shapes convey equality and balance. Now, with a website that uses a lot of imagery to reference their work, the Karim website makes good use of space, positive and negative, to separate and focus the eye on the image itself, which is the positive space, and the negative space is the area around those images, whether it's white space or sometimes it's black space. This allows the user to absorb easily a large amount of images without being overwhelmed and still being able to understand what each of the items are. Some of the pages allow for a deeper knowledge or a drilling down of the information through a simple link that leads them to the next page. In the same fashion, a simple link allows them to close this information or navigate back to all of the imagery that led them here. An additional element we'll discuss is the use of color. We have seen several examples of how Karim uses color on his website to highlight certain areas and focus the eye on what he wants you to see against a backdrop of white, black, gray colors that neutralizes the background and allows what he wants you to see to come to the forefront. Color affects the user's mood. It draws attention where you want it. It makes items more identifiable, and it creates energy for the viewer. And as we can see in the images of some of the design interiors that Karim has been involved with, he has a good master of color and the use of color. The last principle of interaction design that we'll cover is feedback. And this relates to how the interaction by the user is met with an understandable and noticeable reaction from the website. Are they getting to the information that they are seeking? When they scroll to the bottom of the vertical navigation, does it bring them to some sort of closure like the subscribe box on the Karim website? All of these things discussed in this presentation lead to an improved Oh, I'm forgetting.